No, we trained here yesterday and trained well, so we expected a competitive effort.
Were you bothered by the flu at all? I know the Melbourne Storm were brought down with that, and Liam missed last week due to illness.
Brent Maloney had it, but he was declared fit, so we got once they crossed the line, there's no excuse.
How are you feeling personally, man? Can you pick yourself up after something like that?
Look, I think I feel embarrassed. I think today's effort was a couple of really big steps backwards. I think it's there probably isn't strong enough words to suggest how poor we were today. We've got a game next week to get on with, but this will be it'll either be the making of the rest of the year or it won't.
Well, is it the worst loss you've been associated with this occasion?
As a senior coach, or that's a serious question.
It's a serious question.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Of course it is. I mean, you don't get beaten by that too often, do you?
How can you explain the difference?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how. It's reactionary, second to the ball. Every mistake we made, they scored from. They moved at lightning speed. We were unable to stop. We tried a number of things to stop the flow, and we were unable to. So it was as bad as it could get, I think.
Dean, it started so early. I mean, did you sense it in the rooms? Were they up before the game?
Well, the first centre bounce, Colin Sylvia charged in with some real intensity. Unfortunately, gave away a free kick, but his intent was to get in quick off the line to win the ball. So we thought that the intent shown in the first couple of minutes was good. We gave away a couple of free kicks, but we coughed up easy goals. And as each goal was scored, the ease which they did with it almost drained the confidence out of the group and for the rest of the game. I mean, some of the goals that were kicked were embarrassingly easy.
You took them as a group before you sent them to their line coaches at quarter time. What was the message? Was it just trying to reinforce them after such a reasonable first quarter?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Just to, the fundamentals of the game we were getting smashed in. We weren't even competitive in. So it was the challenge was to compete every possession, to be competitive in every possession.
Were there any positives at all?
I don't think so. No, not from our point of view.
Do you feel let down?
Look, as a coach, you take absolute responsibility of what happens this week and the rest of the year and the last 3.5 years. So that's where it sits. When you're coaching in the AFL, everything that happens within the football club is your responsibility, and I stand there absolutely taking the whole responsibility for today. There's no question about that. And as I said, it'll either be the rest of the year, it'll either be the making of us, if you like, or the other part of the action will be we'll slowly just disintegrate for the rest of the year. But I'd like to think there's enough resolve within the football group that this is a real, as big a kick in the arse as you can get. We got kicked in the arse often today, and we were embarrassing. We were just embarrassing for the whole game, really.
Are you kind of, for lack of a better term, on notice, the players and yourself for the rest of the year, that if you don't turn it around, could be?
I think we're all on notice. We've been on notice for each week you play, you get scrutinised, and today's game was as bad as it could get. I mean, the adjectives, the expletives that'll come out, they're there. I mean, it was not a great 2 hours for the Melbourne Football Club today.
Did you ask for a more competitive effort at quarter time, and yet with a win behind you, you didn't get anything from them? Is that embarrassing for you or for the group?
Yeah, it's embarrassing for all of us. Yeah.
Do you know, there's a rocky confidence as a coach, so is that the question whether you are the man for the job, or that you can do it?
Well, results determine everything. At the end of the day, how we've played today is, and the results over the last 3.5 years determine the future of the club. So I'd be naive not to think that.
What was the tenor of the message to the boys after the game?
So what was the
message? What was the general message that you gave them? Did you speak to them as a group after?
Oh, yeah, no, I just said that, the similar sort of thing that this either we build some real resilience from this or not. We cannot. This has the potential to fracture the group, and it can't. We've got the rest of the year to get on with, and we've got to make sure that next week's effort is a hell of a lot better than what we showed today. I mean, the thing about the group now, the biggest challenge will be that they stay united, and they've just got to work their way through it. There's no point pointing fingers at each other at all.
What about the repercussions for individual players? Do you make significant changes, or is it so bad and so collectively bad that you just almost write it off in that way?
I know we'll go through the game, and we'll certainly take out some of the pieces of play that we weren't good in the sense of highlighting the things that we wanted to get done before the game. So we'll still look at the game, but all players will get judged on their performance today. So there weren't too many that actually contributed to a level that I thought that they probably would have got close to what we would call a benchmark game.
Brent Maloney subbed off at half time without a stat. What was the problem there?
He was crook overnight, and he woke up this morning, and medically he was checked over a couple of times. And I spoke to Beamer this morning, and he felt pretty confident he could get through the game. As the game wore on, his energy levels really started to drop away, and he was struggling to even get out of a jog. So, but before the game, he was fine. He said he was okay, ready to play, and it'd have to be a fairly severe virus for him to have played the way he has been, because he's pretty tough, and he gives his all.
Do you think of doing something off early?
Well, the problem with actually subbing him off way too early isn't if you get another injury, but he was still being able to run at a level that we thought was acceptable, and it just got to a stage where we felt that the break at half time, we spoke to him and checked him out, and he was really struggling.
You said it's got potential for fracture the group, and it's obviously also got potential to end careers. He was included. In light of that, why was the effort so poor?
Oh, well, we rolled out there, and as I said before, our decisions with the football, we lost confidence as quick as they gained it. And in that game, I mean, we've all seen the ease in which they scored goals. That can be pretty demoralising and a very confident, sapping game that they played, particularly on us, and that's what happened.
The level of effort in the playing group just seemed virtually non-existent at the time.
Our level of effort, anything you want to talk about today, was at such a low level that it's just unacceptable. And that's why I started with the word embarrassing. I mean, it's not too often that you can, as a coach, you'd say today was embarrassing, but today was as embarrassing as it gets. I think I'm not sure there'd be too many other losses of that degree, of that magnitude. I don't think.
Is there anything that's wrong within the team dynamic or behind the scenes that should be out, given what we just saw? Is there anything that's been going on behind the scenes that may not be anything to do with yourself? Is there anything at all that we should know about?
I'm not fully aware of the inference behind the question.
No. I mean, when something's that bad, you look for.
Today's game.
Yeah.
Today's game will certainly. We'll certainly be discussing it with the players, and certainly sitting down and going through the whole week lead up into the game from certainly from a mental approach. To be honest, I mean physically, we were ready to play from a physical point of view, but. Mentally, we've got to look back and see what do we do to change things? What was it that brought the result? And we'll all be scrutinised, as I will, as much as the rest of the coaches and certainly the players. I mean, where you walk into the job eyes wide open, you know what's coming, and today was embarrassing, completely embarrassing.
Do you want to go on, David, right here and now?
Absolutely. If I get the chance to go on, I will. But again, the decision is with the board, and the board will make a decision that's in the best interest of the Melbourne Football Club, and the decision they make will be what it is. And there is no greyness in it. It's black and white.
Are you confident you see the season out?
Well, a loss like today certainly doesn't forego very well for anyone who's in the last year of their contract. But again, my responsibility is going to be getting these players back together again and gelling them again and getting them united again to confront an opposition next week. So it's going to be painful for the next 3 or 4 days. There'll be a dark cloud sitting over all of us until next week's game comes along.